Okay, so welcome everybody. It's the Osbornes and the Helmers.
Oh.
I am Rochelle Osborne. I am a brand new Sapphire ambassador along with my girl Cody, who is a brand new Sapphire as well. And we are here to introduce our husbands to you. We have become great friends after doing this Plexus business together here. And we are so excited to share with you, not we, them. They're so excited to share with you their testimonies, but I get the honor of introducing these guys. So Chris Helmer is going to start us out, and he is my favorite police officer. He is a dad of 6, and he has been in law enforcement for 15 years. He is a SWAT officer. I'm reading this to make sure I got it all right. Y'all correct me if I forget anything. And he has been working, he's a SWAT officer, and he works at the sheriff's as a sheriff's deputy. Did I get all that right?
That is all perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. And then the next person after Chris is Matt, but I'll introduce him after you're done, Chris.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, like Rochelle said, I'm in law enforcement, have been for 15 years. And there's a lot that comes with the job. And when we started Plexus, I had no idea. I never heard about Plexus before. Didn't know what it was going to do. All I know is that I had told Cody that I wanted to lose some weight, because being in law enforcement, you end up kind of living off energy drinks and gas station snacks and fast food. And you kind of fall into that routine because we're on the move so much and we're always on the go. And I was no different. I fell into that routine. Next thing I know, I was feeling pretty tired. I was overweight. I wasn't feeling my best. I wanted to be at my best out there. So I told her I was looking for something, and she found Plexus and bought it without telling me. And then, true story. And then she told me, we're going to take this. It's helping people lose weight. It's going to be great. Just trust me. And I trusted her. I never questioned it. I didn't really know what to expect. But I got started on the triplex right away and just kind of watched for little victories. And 2 weeks in, I noticed I worked 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and every single day, like clockwork, at 2 p.m. I got a Red Bull. And by 6 p.m. I was stopping for my second one. Every single shift, 5 days a week, every single week, and had been that way for years. And I noticed one day, 2 o'clock rolled around, no biggie, I didn't get one. And it really struck me about 9:30 that night. I actually called Cody and said, I didn't stop for a Red Bull today, at all. And I didn't even notice. It wasn't like I was missing it. I had no idea until it just kind of dawned on me that habit had been broken. And that was over 5 years ago. And that streak continues. I haven't had one since. And that was when I knew something was happening. I didn't really know what. But I said, this stuff's working and we're sticking with it. So about 3.5 month mark, I was down 34 pounds, not drinking soda anymore, not drinking energy drinks. Instead of going to McDonald's, I was going to the local farmer's market, getting a salad. Plexus was helping me from the inside to want to make better choices. And as I was seeing those results, I wanted to do more for me. So as far as the health wise, that's how it started, and we stuck with it. And over 5 years strong now, every single day we're using our Plexus products religiously. Not too long after that, Cody saw the same kind of results that I did, and she started doing some research on the business. At that time, I'd been a law enforcement officer for 9 years? 9 years at the time. And I was working all the time. I was working full time. I was on the SWAT team then also. So between full time training, I was a motorcycle officer also. I was working part time. Family of six kiddos at home. I worked part time all the time. So just my regular job, that was just half the story. I was working part time at an apartment complex. I was working part time doing Operation Pullover. I was gone all the time, and when I was home, I was halfway passed out on the couch in my uniform. So she started doing some research into the business and drew her line in the sand and said that she was going to work the business and I was going to help her do it. So we both started sharing, telling everybody that we knew about it, telling them about the amazing results that we were having and that our friends were having. And then, little by little, first we could, I could afford to buy coats for the kids, which was a huge victory to get to go do that when wintertime came around. I started noticing I wasn't having to work so much part-time because thanks to her Plexus income, I wasn't having to work those extra details. 14 months in, she went Emerald, which is huge in Plexus. And next thing I know, we're sitting in Hawaii on the beach, having the first conversation about what it would be like if I was able to hang up being in law enforcement for a while. And that's exactly what happened. 2017, Plexus business was booming, and I actually walked away from the police department that I was working for and had 11 months of just being home with my family, pouring into us, pouring into God, pouring into our kids, working on our relationship. And I don't know many people at 32 years old at the time who could say they got the opportunity to do that. So as you heard my intro, I'm back in law enforcement now. That's not because it's something I have to do, because Plexus takes care of us all by itself. It's something that I want to do. That's what I was put here for. I think I'm right where God wants me to be when I'm out there serving. So truly, later on tonight when I go to work, it's because that's what I want to do. That's what I was put here for. So Plexus has been such a blessing for us. Not only are we healthier and happier financially, we're so much better. We've met so many amazing people like the Osbornes. Every time we go somewhere, they're some of the first people that we find. Matt and Rochelle, what are they doing? And we're going to talk for at least 14 hours as soon as we meet. So we've made lifelong friends who really are like family to us, thanks to Plexus. So all the way around, it's been such a blessing to us.
Well, and I use that line a lot now. Just trust me, because it worked out so well the first time.
It worked perfect.
I love it so much. Wow. You know what I also love too is that y'all are getting ready to hear some stuff from Matt that sounds really similar, except for the fact that Matt is not in law enforcement. So I love it. I love that story. Thank you so much for getting on with us and sharing with us, Chris, even though you got to go on duty tonight. Yeah. Thank you for serving your country. We are so thankful for you and all that you do. And Cody, you too.
Definitely.
Really our pleasure.
So now I get to introduce my husband. So I don't think I need my notes for that one, but he is a dad of 8, and he has been in the military. He was in the military for 20 years. He was a first sergeant, so he's a retired first sergeant, and he is going to tell you a little bit about what that means. He is also was a combat medic, and he is a John Maxwell certified coach. That's the short version of it.
Oh man, it's always a hard act to follow, Chris. Come on, man, you set the bar too high for us.
You're gonna do something good. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I got to figure. I'm gonna tell you a little story tonight, and like Rochelle alluded to, Chris and I have so much in common. I think that's why we gravitate towards each other. And yes, we will spend 14 hours talking whenever we can get together. So I love it. So as Rochelle said, our journey started back in 2014. I had been in the Army for 17 years. I was a first sergeant in E8, which basically meant that I was responsible for about 300 soldiers. And I don't, for those that aren't familiar with the military, what that means essentially is you are their life coach, their personal finance coach, their family counselor, their parental counselor, their legal advisor. You cover so many aspects of their lives as a first sergeant, and as far as helping them out and their families out. And so 300 soldiers plus their families. By the time I got done at the end of the day and was coming home to my own family, at that point I was a father of 5. I was putting in a tremendous amount of hours, and I would come home exhausted. I would have very little energy for the children, and what little energy I had left usually resulted in me falling asleep while Rochelle was finally trying to tell me about the things that were important to her and how her day had gone. And it was embarrassing because I would wake up the next morning knowing that I had fallen asleep talking to her and didn't let her finish telling me what was important to her. And that I knew that was important. I knew there was something wrong with that. So, our journey with Plexus started in 2014 with a simple word: yes. Rochelle said yes to trying the products. And so with that simple word, it started our family on a journey that over the course of the next 6 years, fast forward to today, would just give us some tremendous things that I don't think either one of us really expected it to get to where it is today, and the things it's done for our family. But I'll wait until later to tell you all that. I snuck I'll be the first one to admit it. I snuck my first pink drink from her stash because, I didn't want her to know I was drinking the pink drink. And so I snuck my first drink and I took it to work with me. And, I took it and I mixed it up. And one of the things I noticed, I didn't notice it right away, but I noticed as the day was going on, where my energy levels would start to dip, they weren't dipping. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. Well, then I got home and I'm playing with my kids and I'm interacting with them and I'm going, okay, usually by now I'm, throwing some yawns out there and looking for a place to lay down. And it didn't happen. And then next thing I know, I'm talking with Rochelle and I'm not falling asleep talking to her. And so that right there had me sold. That was day one. And I was sold on day one that there was something that, you know, because listen, I worked in the healthcare fields. I did the Army thing. You know, sometimes I came at things with a healthy skepticism of things, you know. And so when I tried that pink drink and got that result right off the bat, I knew there was something to it. So I was a yes man at that point too when it came to the pink drink. Didn't care who saw me drinking it after that. So fast forward now to 2015. In 2015, I'll see if you can pick up the pattern here of how we add children. 2015, we added our sixth kiddo to the Osborne bunch. And Rochelle at that point decided that she had better jump into the business opportunity side of this because, you know, at that point, our whole family was on the products. We were looking for ways to integrate the products into our family and help them have healthier lives, even at a young age. We wanted everybody to be healthy. And we wanted to, you know, be able to afford the organic foods and the things that we knew we wanted to be putting into our body. Your body is a machine. You take care of it, you treat it right, it's going to treat you right in the long run. And so we believe that firmly. So, you know, I watched her. Now, I'm going to go through a humbling process here. As much as it's about the products, the business was humbling for me. Because again, I had been a leader of soldiers. I had been a leader in combat. I had been the leader. I was the John Maxwell student. I was, you know, if there was a book on leadership that was written, I had probably, bookshelf behind me, probably owned it because I was a student of leadership. And so I had, at one point in December of 2015, I had been watching her do this for a few months now. And I saw her pouring a tremendous amount of time and energy into this thing called the Plexus business, but the financial piece wasn't matching up. And so I decided that, hey, I'm going to educate her on how leadership and business work. So I remember standing in our master bedroom closet in December of 2015 and telling her, listen, you're putting in a lot of time and energy and the money's just not there. And she said, well, that's the problem. You're looking for the money piece to be there right now. And so I started, as we talked about, I started to realize that the disconnect was with me. Because for her, it wasn't about the money. It was about the people. She loved people. She wanted people to enjoy what our family was enjoying in terms of living a healthier life, seeing the amazing benefits of the products, watching people take control of debilitating things in their lives that had held them captive. She got to watch them go through the things that she'd already experienced with almost like a kid on Christmas Day in anticipation of what was going to happen when they opened that present. She got to watch them do that. And that was where she derived her sense of value from. So I sat there and I had a huge, good helping of some humble pie and I washed it down and I said, you know what, starting today, I'm going to become your biggest champion. I see now that I had this all wrong. And so at that point, I got behind her and I said, you supported me at this point now for 18 years of my military career. And that's deployments, that's coming and going, that's missing more special events than I can even begin to talk about. Birthdays, anniversaries, first time crawling, first time walking, just way too many things that I had missed, but she had to hold them up and support the whole family when I couldn't be there. And so I decided that this is time for me to give back to her. And so, like I said, I became her biggest champion. Whatever it was going to take, we were going to do it. So again, now we're going to fast forward into 2017. 2017, lots of hard work, lots of growth as a team, lots of pouring into people, lots of ups and downs and learning as we go. Rochelle and her team went Emerald. And I remember the excitement, the anticipation. We were all sitting there. We were waiting for, you know, the kids were there. We were all waiting for Mama to go Emerald. It was amazing. We have a storm outside, by the way. Sorry. You know, in 2 years, now here's the remarkable part. In 2 years of working her business, she did something that I could have never imagined. She replaced my entire military salary. It took me almost 20 years to build a salary up in the military that she replaced in 2 years in this business. Again, I don't care if you're a skeptic or not. You see results like that, and you're gonna come around. And so it was amazing to me. October of 2017, I did something that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do at first. But watching her go Emerald, seeing the financial advantages of it, seeing this business taking root, seeing the excitement, having interacted with the people and realizing the leadership of this company and the awesome people like the Helmers and all these other tremendous families and friends out there that we had made along the way, I retired. And Rochelle will tell you, I loved what I did in the Army. I love soldiers. I love watching hard cases come in thinking that they can't ever achieve anything and being able to take them and show them you can achieve whatever you want if you're willing to put in the time, the energy, and the commitment to it. And so I hung up my BDUs and I put on the Mr. Mom outfit, so to speak. And I got to do something I hadn't done in 20 years. I got to be a part of all those memories. No more missed anniversaries, no more missed birthdays. I got to watch our children grow and walk and crawl and do all those fun things, ride a bike, do all the things I had missed. So when I retired, we retired debt-free. That's not because of a military salary. I watched a lot of my peers come out of the military bound to this idea they had to take on a certain job, or they had to take whatever was offered to them just to make the ends meet. How are you going to feed the kiddos and make the ends meet with the bills? I didn't have to worry about that. I got to pursue a lifelong dream of going and becoming a John Maxwell coach, a certified coach with the John Maxwell team. I got to meet and tutor under John Maxwell and his inner core team and do amazing things and think about it. That's just amazing. That's something I told you. I was a student of leadership, and I got to actually do these things because of the financial advantages from this company and what Rochelle had been able to do with her team. We were able to purchase a new home at the end of 2018 in North Carolina. That's going to be important in just a second. And most importantly, like I said, I was able to take a whole year off of work. So again, the Helmer, Chris's story is so much like mine. I was able to take a whole year off. Like, didn't have to worry about it. How are we going to make the ends meet? How are we going to pay the bills? Do I have to go chase the first job thrown at me? Didn't have to do any of that. So by this point, I was taking the full regimen of Plexus products. I'm trying to make sure you understand that, this is as much about my physical fitness and mental fitness as it was about, the advantages of the business side of the house. So I really felt like I was aging backwards. I am 43 years old as of yesterday. So, and I tell you, the greatest advantage to that is I can't tell you how many times we recently had to go through an event with one of our kids. And I had so many of the nurses, when they found out that I was in my 40s, they couldn't believe it. Much less could they believe we had 8 kids, but that's all right. So it was really awesome, so I like it that I'm aging backwards. I like it that 20 years of wear and tear on my body in the military, I'm able to regain a lot of my mobility and interact with my kids and be a part of their life and have fun with them. So again, the neck, joint, back pain, all that stuff was gone thanks to ease and nerve. The wear and tear, the triplex was great with the gut health. My metabolism was through the roof. I was still losing weight. Rochelle didn't like that part so much. She didn't want me to become skin and bones, but it was great. I was an amazing journey up to that point. So 2019, we did something else crazy because, Osbornes were just crazy. We decided to move to Maryland because for the first time in our lives, we were able to be near grandparents and extended family. So we said, you know what? It's important. Family's important. It's our legacy. We say it all the time. So we uprooted and moved to Maryland. So we bought a new home in Maryland. So that's 2 homes in 4 months. So how could we have done that had we not enjoyed the financial advantages of the business? It's amazing to me when I think about it. So we moved on our schedule without stress, without having to have a home show ready and people coming through our old home while we were trying to move to a new home. We didn't have to carry a financial burden of paying moving companies, first move outside the military. So we didn't have to pay big fees for moving companies and all this stuff. We were able to do it without destroying our family and breaking down that culture we were working so hard to build with our own family. So fast forward to today. Today, as Rochelle alluded to, we are Sapphire family and we're heading quickly for Diamond. Our family is a Plexus family to the core. It's not uncommon to see them all wearing, the attire. We talk about this business. I like it as a family business because, well, it's a family business. So we enjoy everything from the products to the business and what it's done for our lives. We get to help others achieve what we get to achieve. I think that's the coolest thing about it. It's not one of those companies where you step on somebody to get to where you want to go. You get to pour into other people and watch them be successful and cheer them on and champion them on. And I'm gonna tell you, it happens. I've watched these teams as they've gone for different rank ups and different advantages in the company, and they wanted to help their teams out. It is a tight-knit group here, and they want everybody to succeed. We enjoyed a sense of community and friendship. That's what Rochelle was talking about, and Chris as well. The sense of community and friendship. When I left the military, I was really worried. That was the one thing that I was really worried. That camaraderie, that sense of belonging. I had been told time and time again, you're never going to find that. The military is the only place where that's really unique. And I got to tell them, they're wrong. That sense of community and belonging and purposefulness exists in Plexus. Like I said, I get to be a part of all the family memories now. I don't stress about money. I'm big on want to make sure I'm responsible and taking care of the family. The bills are paid, the food's taken care of. I don't want my kids to worry about, whether or not dad has to go take on a second or third job to make ends meet. We don't have to do that. And that to me is worth more than I can even begin to tell you. And most importantly, we get to model for our kids what determination, commitment, and a love of people look like, and then how that multiplies in others when you pour into them. So this all started because of one word. I said it back in 2014. It started with Rochelle saying one word, and that was yes. She said yes, and we have now said yes to investing in ourselves, our friends, and our family, investing in a company, or yes to a company that offers products that make an impactful difference in so many ways. And they're continuing to do it with new products. And they really, really, really want to present a clean product that helps people take control of their health and be a healthier version of themselves. And it is so true. We said yes to the belief that you can and should break the mental chain of having to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week until you're 63 or 64 or 65 years old before you can enjoy your family, and that's the last piece. Your family is your legacy. You got to believe that your family is your greatest legacy, and being there for them and what this allows you to do and being a part of their lives every day. I think we said yes to doing whatever it's going to take to do that. So that is our story. That's my testimony. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm sure it's going to continue to be an amazing journey. And I talked too long.
One word, yes. And I know that somebody out there is watching this video right now wondering if they should say yes. And I think I speak on behalf of all of us when we said yes, we didn't quite realize what that meant and all of these unexpected blessings that it's brought to our family. So any last words, Chris or Matt?
Well, as she said, yes. We had, as I said at the beginning, I had no idea what any of this even meant when I got started.
Yeah.
But it has been such a blessing to us and so many of our friends. And like I said, they're more like family to us now. So start with saying yes. It's absolutely worth it.
I think the $1 million question here tonight was, is Plexus for men? And again, yes.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
So ladies, if you are using the products currently, get your husbands involved. Sneak it into their lunchbox for work, whatever you have to do, get them in on this with you. I know that for me, Chris's support was everything, and him experiencing those results for himself was really a really important part of that. So that's it. Plexus is for men.
100%.
100%.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. Osborne, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Plexus is also for kids. They got a kids line, but that will be another story another time because we got lots of kids between the two of us.
That's right.
What, 14 kids total between the two.
4 of us.
Amazing. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Say yes. Do this with your husbands, your wives, get together, rock this thing out. It is life changing. We know that it can be for you guys too. So thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good night,
Take care.
everybody.